Show recording. Yep. Good. Audio's and all that shit. Alright, dump this out.
Can I get you in the car?
What?
I'm going over here. I'm going over here, boy. Hang in the background. Come hang out with you, homie. Nice.
You can charge your phone right there.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, let's see. Took me out too far. Oh, we're gonna hide this fucking cover. Motherfuckers be monetizing my shit.
Makeup action.
Right, this is badass. Oh shit, like.
Camera one, camera two.
No shit, yeah, nah. My boys usually handle all this shit. Alright, let's see. What's up with it, everybody? Welcome to episode 23, Low Riding with Lloyd. I got my boy Homer Saenz in from Houston, Texas. We just did a trade. I traded him my 1964 Impala, bread and butter, and then I brought home his 1964 hardtop, which is his complete build. I'll be doing a debut, and I'll be moving my channel over to Long Beach Lloyd. I'm gonna stop posting over here in Low Riding with Lloyd, so you guys go over there, find me, Long Beach Lloyd, and I'm gonna just start posting and going live. Doing things a little different now. I don't plan to stick with the same format. I wanted to get up to like 20 episodes, ended up getting a couple extra homies in there, and so we're gonna start off like this. I'm just gonna pull up certain places and do them live, and we're gonna get them done. So what's up with it, Homer?
It was good.
So tell them a little bit about what you did with that 1964 Impala, where you found it and stuff like that.
Shit, man. Shit, I just been painting motorcycles and choppers and stuff for a little bit, and do a lot of West Coast type shit and old chopper shit, which had metal flake and candies and stuff. So, you know, I always had people come up to me here and there and be like, "Hey, man, you should start doing some lowrider tops or lowrider cars and shit." I didn't know what it entailed. Mm-hmm. You know, how long it would take to do a top, the time involved, the cost of materials. And there was a local dude that I hit up on Craigslist that had that 64. And at the time, he wanted like 19 racks or something. And
was it out there in Houston?
yeah, it was out in Houston, yeah. And a car came from, I don't know where it came out before him. It may have been Cali, but I'm not too sure. And
I can tell there's a letter on your VIN. You can send it to me and I can tell you where it was made and all that other shit.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I own the motherfucking car.
Yeah.
Now. I'll look it up myself. Never mind.
Look on the insurance card if you.
Right.
But no, man. So I don't want to let go. I kind of went back and forth with it. You know, didn't want to let go. Do I want to do it? You know, it was out of my comfort zone and shit.
Right.
So then, time goes by. I was in a relationship at that time. Or not, I wasn't in a relationship, but I would just kind of go through some shit. And a year goes by, and someone's like, "Man, you should start doing these tops and these patterns." I'm like, "Man, nah." And you know, in Houston, there's a lot of Impala just like there is in Cali and shit. You know, so
there's a lot of cars going there. I've been noticing a lot of ones getting bought off of the Cali boy or headed to Texas.
yeah. I mean, the game's getting pretty strong over there. But so I hit the homie up again. I said, "Man, there's no way he still got it." You know what I mean? It's been a year. It's been a minute, and I hit him up, and he still had the whip. You know, and he went down like 6 racks because he was trying to do something else. And so I said, "Fuck it." I scooped it, went ahead and got it from the warehouse, from the storage unit he had it, and I drove it straight home. And I never really half-assed shit. You know what I mean? I'm always like 150% in.
Yeah.
So on the way from driving it from the storage unit he had it at was like maybe like a 20-minute drive to my house. I started making phone. I was like researching shit on Google. Boom, boom, boom. And by the time I get to my house, I just spent like 10 racks on shit. You know what I mean? And
typical Homer.
Yeah, but I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, what I was buying, what was right, what was wrong. You know, I was just saying, fuck it. This interior is whack. Let me buy a new interior. I started researching it, and then I come across, Gina Ciadella's shit. And I actually called her when I got to the house and talked to her for a minute and kind of had an idea of what I want to do color-wise. And she sent me a color sample and just went from there. And it was just going to be a top. You know what I mean? With the new interior, you know, I'm going to do a new top. I'll keep the body and the paint the way it is. And I just want to see what's, you know, the goal was to do a pattern top and see what was up with it and knew what to charge people. And it just became like a fucking snowball effect, man. You know, I started buying this, started buying that, and then talking to a few homies, and oh man, boom, 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 and then I started buying shit, like not even thinking about it. Just
Right, that's how it always happens.
Yeah,
One upgrade, next thing you know, you fucking blow 10 G's.
I double bought shit, you know what I'm saying? So I bought like alternator and air compressor, and then I called when I did the vintage air setup, I called them, and they're out of Texas, and then I got the serpentine kit that came with a chrome alternator and compressor. So I had an extra alternator compressor from the first purchase. So I made a lot of stupid purchases because I was kind of super new to the game. You know what
Right.
I mean?
I heard you went with tubular arms in the beginning.
Yeah.
You go with low riders, you never go with those. So.
No, yeah, I went with tubulars and
But I heard if you do use the tubular, you get better control. So
yeah, it was,
you know, it's a give and take.
You
on
know, I don't even know if I drove it that much when it. You know, actually, when we put that setup in there, I met through these phone calls and shit. I met Gina. Said, "Hey man, you want to do the suspension?" So I said, "Yeah, I want to do suspension." And it got to her and I were talking quite a bit once a week, you know, and became good friends over the phone. And she's like, "You know what? I got a customer just now leaving. He's from Houston that does suspension work. I'm gonna have him hit you up." And so I reached out to him. He was coming back. His name was Big City, and I wanted to do air ride. And he's like, "Okay, you want to do air ride 64? You sure?" I said, "Yeah," because you know, I was kind of didn't know fucking hydraulics. Was kind of intimidated by it, you know, from the jump. To be honest.
A lot of people get that way. A lot of people are like, I want to get bags because I don't want problems. There's just as many problems. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You blow solenoid, you got leaks and all kinds of stuff you can contend with. So you get basically similar issues without the fun.
Yeah. So he came into town, and when he got into town, he wasn't feeling well and stuff, and he kind of sounded like the Godfather on the phone. He said he thought he lost his voice. Kind of like it's not like he went to a concert and lost his voice.
Right.
And then he was having some health issues. Come to find out he had cancer, and then he introduced me to his partner, homie, his Eduardo. He goes, "Hey, you make sure you take care of this dude. Gave him my word. We could do this and that." So we did an air ride, and then having the air ride, I was like, "Man, fuck this shit," because I was too impatient.
Boring.
Waiting for it to fill up. You know, you gotta do the
Pablo,
the front end first because it takes up all the fucking air.
Go lay down.
You know, and
Go lay down.
it was just kind of a pain in the ass. So I said, "You know what, fuck it.
Go.
Pull all this shit out. Let's do hydros.
Yeah.
What kind of setup can we do?" And I reached out to some local people over there, you know, to see who to go to. But I ended up going back to the same homies that did the air ride, and they knocked it out, loved it. So I never really got to ride it with the tubulars. I've driven in other vehicles that had tubular arms, and they were super comfortable, you know. Yeah. But it kind of was shitty for me to dip around and then people, "Hey, hit the switch," and I had no fucking switch to hit.
That's always the worst. That's why I hate those OG cars. Hold on, I'm gonna have a man.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was just, I was impatient. Plus, I was kind of like taking the funk at that point.
Yeah.
But it became, then, going through some shit in my life, personal issues and personal stuff going on, relationships and all that. I put all my energy into building this car. And that's when I did the pattern top, and then did the dash, and it just became, fuck it, I'm just going to restore the whole fucking car.
Right.
And I rebuilt that. I did that whole car, and I'd never done a car. I've never painted a car, never built a car, and it took me a year.
Yeah.
To do it, which is pretty fucking fast.
That is fast. The average build out here is around about 3 years.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, and that's sometimes taking it lightly. I know people that have their cars just sitting at some of these car shops, and people don't hold them accountable.
Right.
They'll have their car. I know a guy, he's like, "Man, they've had my car over a year. They subbed some of the work out and sent parts here and sent parts here." That shit isn't acceptable. And hearing those type of things makes me want to open a shop. Asked my buddy, I said, "Man, if I come over to the shop, will you teach me to cut cars?" And he told me it would, so that might be next.
Right.
I might really learn to cut cars, wire them up, and then just open my own shop.
Yeah. Well, the motorcycle paint jobs and the chopper stuff and the Harley stuff was it was just a hobby. You know, I own a tattoo shop back home. Pretty busy.
What's the tattoo shop?
713 Tattoo.
For those that don't know.
Yeah, and this was our 19th year. We're going on our 20th year now in business since '02, and you know, I want to do something else artistically, you know, and open my imagination and try something different. I like a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I started doing this car and I put all my energy into doing this top and this dash, it took me 2 weeks to do the top. It took me a week to do the dash. And I just painted like I do all my chopper shit. You know, I do show paint. You know, I was send to 8,000. I do a lot of steps a lot of people in the game don't do because cost materials jump up tremendously when you go and start cutting it that fine. And you know,
yeah.
And I just,
you were telling me something about the sandpaper. You can get 5 pieces for $150 or 10 for.
Yeah, you can get 50 sheets for $50, or you can get the real high end shit. It's 15 sheets for 150.
Right,
and
right.
Painters ain't gonna spend that shit. You
Yeah,
know? So
you should spend it. I mean, look, you put all these money in the car. You go through the paint, all the body work, everything else. You buy the interior, the motor.
Right.
And then that's why I'll never understand people get cheap on the wheels and don't get Dayton's.
Yeah.
Or they, you know, somehow cheapen up there at the end on the paint and body.
And that's how
you should buy the nice clear and do the nice fucking sandpaper. And
you know,
all the way down.
you can buy lower quality materials as far as clear, but it's all about the prep and it's all about the finish work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I take a lot of pride in what I do. You know, and I don't half-ass shit. There's been paint jobs where I've done in the motorcycle game to where no one ever knew, but then sometimes I repainted a bike 3 fucking times.
Wow.
And I ate that. I didn't charge the customer because that was my bad.
Yeah.
But if I saw a little flaw, I'm gonna make it right because I take a lot of pride in what I do. A lot of people in the game don't do that, and I think that's what separates me from a lot of people. And not to bash anybody by all means, it's just, you know, I'm just built different in that kind of shit. You know
Same
what I
with
mean?
me.
People in Texas, you know, love what they do. They take a lot of pride. Especially people in my Hispanic community, that's how we roll, you know?
Yeah.
And I was raised like that by my dad, you know, and I just don't like half-assing shit, but...
That's why I roll my own cigarettes.
but that's how we met. Speaking of, you know, buying cheap wheels, is when I was building this car, I was so new to the game, you know, I was talking with Big City homie Eduardo and trying to figure out what to do. He helped me put the car together and build the car, and...
Actually, Eduardo's here behind the scenes, right over here. He rolled in town with Houston, from Houston with Homer, to drop off the 64 hardtop. We've been running around, and yesterday we went and I took him to all the different places in town, Speedy, Kool-Aid, and everybody that sold parts. We went by Jonathan, pick up some Dayton's, and these boys probably... I mean, shit, if we went to the mall and spent this kind of money, we could have bought everything in the mall, maybe twice. You know what I mean? It's gotten a lot. The games went up. I don't understand the prices going up so high as they did go up, you know what I mean? But, I mean, I'm not a fucking metal maker, so I'm not no one to judge, you know what I mean, to pay the price. But lowriding's a rich man's sport, and if you're not ready to pay and don't have the money to pay, I mean, you can half-ass it, but I personally don't know how to half-ass it and just have something dope as fuck, you know what I mean? Like, half of the people I see that don't have it, they just...
You know, you gotta pay to play, man, you know, and having toys, you know, you gotta be a big boy, you gotta step up and do things right. You know,
that's what you told me when you forced me to buy that Rolex. Actually, this is the first dude that got me to buy a Rolex.
So you know how you and I met. I was new to the game, so I'm doing research on IG, on Instagram, you know, and then I come across your page through some way, shape, or form. And you had posted this. I had bought some Chinese knockoffs, you know, and I thought I was about to be dipping clean and shit, you know.
Oh, were they like engraved gold? Was it?
Nah, they were just chrome. There was 72 spoke chromes on some regular. I don't know what kind of white walls they were. Oh, so a homie had a tire shop, and he had opened up his own company. We were doing lowrider tires, and so he had some white walls. They were nice, and so I did everything through the homie, right? And then you had posted something about people spend all the money in cars and buying cheap wheels, and cars are getting wrecked and fucking up the cars. You know, you're like, why you spend all this money doing this shit, but have some shitty ass fucking rim tires that matter in a build for your safety. Right. So I hit you up, and I'm like, hey man, thanks for that homie, I'm building this car. You know, I got these bullshit rims, but I'm gonna buy some Dayton's. You're like, prove it. I said, all right, bet. Later that day, send you a receipt from Dayton. You're like, damn, nigga. You know?
I remember.
And like, out the gate, that's how I got the motherfuckers, you know?
Yeah.
And that's how I did with this build, you know? So we made this trade, we did this deal, and shit, as soon as I got off the phone with you, after you brought something to the table. I needed some time to think about it. And once I said, fuck it, let's do it. Because I needed to get away from this car for a lot of reasons. Like I said, I was going through a lot of shit. When I built the car, and I kind of just want to start clean slate. And, you know, the building, the bikes, and the cars, it was just a hobby. Now it's become a fucking full-blown business.
Right. Do you have a business name over
yeah,
there?
it's saenz Designs, and, you know, now I'm booked motorcycle game. I'm booked like 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, in the car game, you know, we're looking about a year and a half at the moment.
Shit, hire a few motherfuckers.
Yeah, and, you know, and I'm lucky to, like, come across good people that know what they're fucking doing in the game.
Yeah.
So I can learn, because I don't know everything, especially in the car world. But I feel like I have good taste and good style, so I can kind of bring something to the table and paint some cool shit, see some cool cars. You know what I mean?
How'd you learn to lay out the paint, lay out the tape for the patterns? And stuff?
No bullshit. Back in the day when I just started wanting to paint in general, I bought all rattle can paint, all from O'Reilly's, and a girl I was dating at the time. It's funny because I talked about this story in a podcast way back in the day on a different podcast in the motorcycle world. But I bought this paint. She broke her mirror and she like, hey, can you paint this mirror and replace it? So I said, yeah. So I got it. I fucking went on YouTube, asked the dude O'Reilly's a couple questions. He was actually a retired painter, so he was kind of giving me some, you know, quickie lessons and shit, because I was wasting his time too. You know what I mean? He wasn't getting paid to give me info. He was just paid to make some paint, get the fuck out. So I painted that mirror black, you know, and put it on. It looked dope. And everybody was like, man, that looks better than the factory side. And one of my employees at the time was like, hey, man, with the rest of leftover black you got in that rattle can, can you paint my gas tank on my chopper? Oh, yeah, fuck it, right? I already got the paint here, you know. And it was like $30 a can, you know, it wasn't cheap. And I said, fuck it, I'll do it. And when I was going to start to do it, and here's a raw metal tank that I don't even know nothing about how to prep anything, I started asking questions. And then I was on the internet, I was looking at other painters, and then I started seeing all this extravagant, elaborate paint work. And I said, fuck it, I want to buy all these rattle can, different colors. I'm going to try this shit on this gas tank. And that was my first paint job. And the dude at O'Reilly's was like, you going to do what again, dude? Yeah, right, whatever, good luck with that.
Yeah.
So and that kind of pushed me to say, all right, fuck you, dude.
Right,
you know, I'm
right.
gonna do this shit. And I did a gas tank, and it kind of like blew up on the internet. It was just all history from there. You know,
shit.
And I know a lot of people in the motorcycle scene, you know, in the tattoo industry. So I was blessed to have people want to get work done, and I was painting back in the garage in the back of my tattoo shop underneath the garage apartment. And just learning on YouTube, trial and error, fucking shit up, redoing.
That's how I learned a ton of shit. It's like college nowadays. You
Yeah.
go on there and learn more shit than you can in school.
Yeah, man, and you know, and just kept trying to learn, push myself. But I always wanted to make my shit look super glass, super glossy, you know, and not just look shiny. You know, there's other things behind that. You know, just because it's shiny, it don't mean good. So I just do a lot of research, man, and.
The funny thing is the depth of your paint. I've seen a lot of lowriders out here, and I've seen a lot on the streets. To see the quality of what I see in the top that you did is usually seeing shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it looks really wet. And a lot of cars that I've seen out here, they have cool paint jobs, but they don't have. It doesn't look like they're layered under just layers of candy.
Right.
And I think that's one thing that sticks with you from Houston is. That candy's always been something that's part of us.
And
I mean, we lay that shell down where it looks deep. I mean, I remember walking up to dudes' Camaros, El Caminos, and going like, here's the actual car, and it looks like you're gonna hit it and sink your finger down into it. Like, there's depth to it, and that lace you laid down, I really liked it. That's why I'm going with the amber lighting and the gold package, because I feel like just that alone is gonna make that lace just pop right off the side.
I wish I would have thought of that shit. Now I'm like, fuck, why didn't I put some gold accents on this fucking car? Because I was going to redo the car.
Yeah, you told me.
You know
I'm
what I
like,
mean?
nah. You're like, there's a couple of nicks and chips. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
I was
All
going to keep the top, repaint the whole body, same color, but reshoot the whole body. And then if I could take back what I did and redo shit, knowing the little things that I picked up along the way, I'm like, I'm just going to chrome the whole motherfucking car underneath.
Right.
The belly and just gangster this shit out.
The chrome's fun till you hit a puddle, but then you got every day.
So I had like 15 racks and parts sit on the warehouse floor for a minute.
Yeah.
You know, and then whenever this deal come across the table, I'm like, fuck it, I can use this. I spent this money years ago, so out of sight, out of mind. I feel like I never spent that bread.
Right.
So I said I can just use it on the ragtop, you know. So it's kind of like a win-win.
Build that rolling chassis. You got a pit bull frame.
I had a pit bull frame that I was going to put on this one because I set mine up for lay and play because I was, like I said, new to the hydraulic game, and but I hit the switches. I wasn't scared. You know what I mean? I fucked shit up along the way.
I mean, it does happen.
But so I accumulated a bunch of good shit. Now I knew what was good and what to get. And I got lucky that a homie told me about a pit bull frame because he wasn't making them anymore at the time. And I got one locally in Houston. It's been sitting there for a minute, like over a year now. We're waiting on a guy to hit me back so I can go scoop it up and start building this rolling chassis. Putting an LS3 in the rag, you know.
That's what you got coming?
I already bought that bitch.
LS3.
Got an LS3 6.2.
All gold Daytons I know
I got all gold Daytons. I got chrome everything. Shit. Bought all that shit we bought yesterday.
Chrome rack now, new
Chrome
top.
rack, new top. You know, I'm gonna pattern. You know, I'm gonna do I was gonna do a solid color with it, and I was already thinking up plans and getting with Paint Huffer Metal Flake, which is my paint sponsor. I'm part of that paint team.
What's that?
Paint Huffer Metal Flake.
Yeah,
so
give everything shout out. Tell everybody your
so
social media, all that.
So Paint Huffer Metal Flake is they got the best metal flake in the game, and now they're doing base coats, and they've partnered up with House of Color, you know, to do base coats to complement their undertones for their flakes, stuff like that. They do fucking amazing dry pearls, you know, tape, everything you can think of to paint something they got. So I reached out to Brian, owner of Paint Huffer. I'm like, hey man, I got this going down, and he's been wanting to see the hardtop for a minute, but you know, anytime I went to deal with them was for you know, some type of deal class they're doing. They flew me out for to be a part of or something like that, or attend or help out with. So I never took the car out. You know.
Where are they out of?
They're out of Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shit, they're closer
Yeah,
now.
they're
Tell
close.
the
Yeah,
motherfuckers come
yeah.
visit and look at it.
Yeah, they're out of Chandler. So I hit them up and said, man, I'm looking for this House of Color green that I found that no one's even busted out yet, really. And I said, you know, let's do a pattern, because I can't pattern the top, obviously, on the rag.
Right.
So I'm like, maybe I do some.
I tried to get a blue bandana fucking top for that thing. I couldn't find it anywhere. I found the top, and I'm like, somebody somehow put blue bandana on here, and I couldn't get it figured out. So I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
That looks sick, though.
Yeah. Shit, there's a way. There's got to be a way to do it, you know?
Yeah.
But no, man. And then I was like, you know what? I want to do some ghost, like some hidden pearl patterns in there to where just when the sun hits it right, you can see the patterns. That way I can still pattern it out, but still be kind of low key. And then I started buying these color swatches, and I started laying out these patterns. I started spraying out these coats the other day, making notes. This many coats of this, mix it this way, and try to see what's gonna look the best. And now when I get back home, I'm gonna lay out all these tape lines and just lay some quick pearl lines to see what's gonna complement each other the best once a clear hits on it, and what's gonna look the best. And shit, start building this car, you know, building this rolling chassis. I'm gonna try to knock this car out.
You're gonna pattern the body.
I'm gonna pattern the body. I'm gonna pattern.
I wish you would pattern your top. Imagine that on the sides and the hood. And everything. That would would be incredible.
Man, like I tattoo. I've been tattooing, 26 years. So I feel like I bring something different, new to the table, because a lot of people do patterns. There's a lot of amazing painters out there, that I look up to, and they do some amazing shit, and they got a lot of respect in the game.
There's some good ones out here. There is some good ones. I mean, Coast One, Candy and Chrome guy.
Candy and Chrome. I've been following Candy and Chrome for a minute. Danny D was a fucking big dude in the game. He passed.
Awesome. I had a car painted by him. Costa Fame. He had done the roof for that guy, Steven Hernandez.
Right.
This guy, Steven Hernandez, actually built Costa Fame. I traded him for a 58, but it was just a plain show car. Nothing was working. It was just made just to do shows. I got him, put the motherfucker on the streets, ripped off the Chinas, put on Dayton's. I mean, I went all out and did that car, but the overall look and the paint job was that guy, Steven Hernandez.
Yeah. But
actually, so when I got the car, the mirrors were golden engraved mirrors.
Yeah.
And if you looked at the mirrors, they had a hole right in the front with the LED light. So when the car was coming at you, you could see the LEDs. I've never seen anybody else do that. Like we have the LED lights on the antennas. He did that in the mirrors. They drilled up through it, then drilled this way, installed the LED, and ran it through the door. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, I remember that
so
shit. Yeah.
Sick. It was.
Yeah.
I've never seen it before.
But yeah, man. So with the tattooing thing, I do a lot of traditional tattoos. We put a lot of black behind colors, and that's what I do in my paint jobs. Where I do just a touch of black to give that depth dimension, rather than doing a blue on a light blue on a lighter blue, and it's just kind of looking bland and flat to me. So I would do those tones and just add a hint of black or a deeper color, you know, like on the top that I did on the hardtop. You know, I did some dark root beers and just a touch of black candy just to give it that depth, and it really layers out nice. It makes
what makes a black candy?
Well, there's only one company makes a black candy. I'm not going to give that information out because
keep the secrets.
Them motherfuckers can look for that.
I've never heard anyone say black candy yet.
And it's actually, you cannot buy it from a House of Color, right? Because I use all House of Color candies. But there's a company that House of Color allows them to make it for them, that you can only buy it through this company. And,
wow.
Yeah,
because that black gives it, I mean, dude, it looks like you could fucking run your finger across that lace. My wife loves it.
And all those patterns.
I'm gonna fucking let her drive this one mostly, because it's the safest one, you know?
Yeah, you know, and I got like 120 racks in that car, you know, in that build. And obviously, that's from spending 9 G's on a air ride.
For you guys that think about putting bags, trust us, man. Just don't do the shit. That's part of his expense. Just don't do bags and just go right to becoming a real man and put juice.
And the bags were dope. They were done by the homie Eduardo, and they fucking came out dope. But I mean,
they may have been installed dope, but they don't perform dope.
Well, no, but when somebody says, hey, you roll up in an Impala, and they're like, hey, hit the switch, and you're like, I'm like, come on, bro. And I feel like a dumbass, you know what I'm saying?
Right, no.
I had to fake it till I made it. I said, I'm not going to fucking fake it.
But the funny thing is,
I'm not
you
going
were
to fake
faking it. You had the money. How much did you spend on the bags that you told me, like,
9 racks.
9 racks?
I think
bro,
about 8 or 9 racks.
Dope setup in your car, $9 for 9 racks. You weren't faking it. You just chose the wrong one. But I understand there not being a lot of hydraulic shops out there in Houston. It probably seemed like the wise idea.
There's some people who do it. Like I said, Eduardo did it before actually. Big City passed by then, huh, Eduardo? You know, he already passed. So I did the hydraulics after Big City. Like, hey, you make sure you take care of this dude on the air ride, because I promised him. And you know, whenever he found out he had stage 4, he went pretty fast. You know, sadly, but
he just found out out of nowhere and started.
Out of nowhere, he just thought he lost his voice and shit. I remember when
that's gonna be me from smoking.
And he was like, he didn't smoke and he didn't. Well, he drank, huh, Eduardo? But he didn't. He never smoked and shit. So. He thought he just had a sore throat. I remember one time I went to the shop to check on the air ride being done. Shit, early 30s, 35.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
And I didn't know him very long, like I said, because he couldn't talk that well. We text a lot. He would just, I can tell he was a good-hearted person, good soul.
Man,
and now horrible. You know, it built a good friendship out of me and Eduardo, which was the partner's best homie. You know.
Right.
And I said, you know what, fuck it, man, let's put some juice on this shit. He's like, oh yeah, homie, we just fucking did it, you know. And I was just on a mission to get this car done, you know. And when I did the car, I was just doing what I do. I like to do things right, and I like to be balls to the wall, you know. And when I did the car in a year, I thought that was the norm. Because I was new to the car game, and they were like, no, homie, this should take 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, that's not the normal, especially with all the stuff you did. I mean, did you sandblast that car? Or
I didn't sandblast that car. It was a good base, and I just sanded it. Flew a guy into town to help me that lost his job during the holidays, so I flew him for a week. I said, hey, I'll pay you. What are you making a week over there? I'll pay you double or whatever it was. Let me keep some food on the table for you and the family and shit. And he was already working in restoration. You know, we call him Triple. His name's Andrew. He's out of Arizona too, and now he's part of the Paint Off of Metal Flake team. And I put him on that. You know, got him on the team. He's a great painter too, and he was. They restored like VW buses and shit, vans, like dope ass work. So he knew the bodywork game.
Blowing up right now.
So I flew him in. I'm like, man, I can help you, but you're helping me. Because I don't know this game, you know, on a bigger scale rather than a little gas tank. So he really helped me out a lot with, you know, trying to figure that shit out.
Right.
And it was just a huge learning experience. And I got to meet a lot of cool people that were close homies of mine now through this build. You know what I mean? And kind of like the motorcycle world, lowrider world, you know, everybody looks out for each other and everybody's, you know, respects the game. And, you know, I've grown to fucking love cars.
Not everyone, fuck you haters.
Yeah.
Not everyone looks out for everyone. I'm cool to everyone, but motherfuckers seem to hate me. I'm like, bro, why the fuck do you hate me? For no reason. I never even met them before in my life. They're just little fucking weak, jealous bitches. It's so weird.
A lot of people out there, envy other people, and the only people holding your back is yourself. You know what I mean? You got to wake up every day and look yourself in the mirror, and you're the reason why your life is where it's at. You just got to push yourself. There's times I wake up, man. There's times I wake up and like, man, why the fuck am I doing this shit? And I almost didn't finish the car.
Yeah.
I almost said fuck it. You know what I mean?
Left it alone.
Because people wanted to buy it before it was even built.
Mm-hmm.
I said fuck it. I'm out of my element. But I just woke up and pushed myself. I didn't give up. And when I was going through that personal shit in my life, I said, you know what? Fuck it. I feel like I'm losing myself. And I threw all that energy into, instead of moping around, just to fucking finish this car for me.
Right.
Not for the situation I was getting out of, or not to impress anybody. I did it for me. You know what I mean?
Right. Get your head right.
Right. And I did it because I wanted to learn this.
I remember all that, yeah.
Because I was sending you stuff as I was doing it. I was posting it, and I took it off the internet for a minute till it was done. And when I was done,
even for as long, you dipped it for what, 2 years?
There's
hardly any pictures on the fucking internet.
And I took it out once to McGregor Park in Houston, and people were fucking flipping on it and shit. We were dipping it around on the trailer yesterday, Kool-Aid, everybody was like, holy fuck, you know what I mean? No. So,
everybody loves it. Social media is
I'm not better than any man out there. I just take a lot of pride in what I do, and I feel like it shows in what I do.
It does. You can see the heart in it, man. You see the shine, the wetness. You know what I mean?
And
a lot of them don't have it.
And all you fools in the game in the Cali about to see the whip and see what I do, I hope you like what I do.
Give everybody your social media so they can follow you and watch this build.
You can just find me at Homer Saenz on the Instagram. It's HomerSaenz. Out of Houston. I don't have anything separate for my builds. It's all on my Instagram. I lost my Facebook, so fuck the Facebook. So it's just Instagram. I'm a private boutique. Me, another guy named Ty, who's been in the car business a long time. He is fucking so sick in everything he does, and I'm blessed to have him a part of my team. And we partnered up. And having Eduardo, he's gonna be helping with his build too on his ragtop. And shit, me and Eduardo been talking about his build since we talked about, hey, let's fucking do the deal. Yeah. And that's all we talked about yesterday. Like, we're gonna get this car done. I'm shooting to fucking dip it around while I build this rolling chassis, and everybody.
Sounds fun.
Everybody who's not watching this ain't gonna know, but everyone's gonna think that's how the whip's gonna be. But little they know, I'm building a whole nother car.
Right.
So when I build this rolling chassis, I'm shooting to be down only 3 months when I take it off the frame.
That'd be nuts.
Put on a rotisserie and just hit it down the metal, blast it, and build the fucking body, and just slap that bitch on and put it together.
And he's also gonna he's gonna convert this car from a non-AC car
to a stock looking AC64. So, I'm not doing an under the dash setup. I'm gonna have the vents like a hardtop AC64. So I'm gonna have the side vents on the passenger and on the driver. I'm gonna have it, in the dash.
That's
panel.
what we need, a dash while we're here. Out of post, see if we got a middle AC vent dash for sale. If someone y'all have one, hit me up. But if we might have found one by now.
Yeah, if I could have an AC dash. Actually, the one on the 64 is off of 63, so your vent's a little bigger. Because I could not find a 64 vent.
Yeah, they're hard to find.
So Tim from Last Minute Customs out of Houston, who sells a lot of parts for anybody in Texas looking for parts. Tim from Last Minute is a good spot for anything Chevy, old school, especially Impalas. That's a good source to go to. He's like, man, I got a 63. It fits in a 64, just a bigger vent. I'm like, bigger vent, more AC, especially in Houston, So, and that's what we did. So that's probably what I'm planning on doing now. Just buying an AC dash panel insert and doing it,
Yeah.
And there's some other tricks that me and Eduardo been talking about, me and Ty been talking about, and just fucking knocking his car out, you know what I mean? So, it's a bittersweet thing for me, getting rid of the hardtop because it was my first car. It's a lot of, it's got a lot of sentimental value to me, obviously a lot of financial value to me, but, it's a learning experience, and it's time for someone to enjoy it who, someone like you who I know is going to put it out there and it's going to be seen, it's going to be taken care of.
Slapping these hoes in the face with it.
It's going to be taken care of, and people get to see what I do. You know what I mean? Because I never really showed it out to nobody, so no one even knew. A lot of people don't know about me in the car world, and a lot of people do because...
I've been tagging it Homer Saenz build. I want everybody to know because...
So,
Why I don't build them is because I'm 48 and I'm old. I might fuck around and die, little haters. So I just get them for my boys, add a little bit of my touch and enjoy them. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll build one more just to please you hoes, but who knows? You know what I mean?
But I guarantee you we're gonna have a sick ass ragtop before you know
future POP members coming out there on your ass. We got Texas already blowing up. There might be more. Who knows?
But yeah, man, it's been a wild ride, man. From the tattoo world to motorcycle world to
you haters trying to get your buttholes tattooed, 713 tattoo right there on Westheimer. Pull up, ho.
You know, I'm a respectful dude, man. I respect a lot of people out there, and you know, and if you're doing good work, man, and at the end of the day, if you know you're doing right, regardless of what anybody says about you, if it's true, then you can't sleep at night in my eyes. But if you know you did everything you could to make it right in whatever situation it is, then you're the one that looks yourself in the mirror. You know what? I did what I could. Who gives a fuck what everybody else thinks?
I tried my best. I did my best.
I know the truth, and that's all that matters.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese, anything. You know, just be a good person, man, and give back to the community, and give back to you know, if it's in the lowrider world, we're here to enjoy each other's cars. We love cars, you know, whether it's a lowrider, it's a fucking old school, if it's a fucking G-body, you know, it just respect it, you know.
I got a homeboy that gives back a lot. You seen that Hood Santa dude? I don't know if you've seen me a couple posts about him and shit. He's getting into. He's got some classics and stuff.
Yeah.
He's like got a gold award. What is it called? Where you get a platinum albums from when he did the beats for like East Siders. He did my beat. He did my original beat.
Where's he from?
He's out right out of Long Beach.
Okay, that's where I remember seeing something on Instagram about it.
That beat that you hear at the beginning of my podcast, he did that for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just hooked me up. I asked him about it. Real good dude. But man, that dude fucking he gives back to the community in like a Superman style way. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like every day is that for him.
And that's what I do, man. I give back a lot. I don't ever put on social media because I don't do it for the clout or to say, look what I'm doing.
Yeah. He's got foundations. You know he don't do that.
Like, I do things because it makes me feel good.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like in my hood, I live in Second Ward in Houston. People call it, it's the East Downtown. Hipsters are calling it Edo now, but it's Second Ward. It's a Mexican hood.
Yeah.
You know? And every month I buy 100 burgers and I feed 100 homeless people. Every month. Right. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I posted it one time during the holidays so motivate someone to give back. I just do it just because I love to give back. I've always been that
Feels
way.
good. Yeah, I like to do the same shit, man. I answer everybody's message. I go out for people.
If a painter calls me, he's got questions, I'm going to give them whatever they want, you know, because I don't know everything. I mean, I'm not going to let certain tricks of trade go. But if they say, hey, what grit sandpaper do I use on this step? I'm going to tell them, you know what I mean? Because I remember being there, you know. And, you know, there's plenty of money out there for everyone to make, man. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hate the man next to me trying to do the same thing. He's trying to feed his family too. So, hey, man, I respect that. Just hustle like I'm hustling and let's all get the money together.
Haven't you ever heard that one, the bread aisle? When you look down the bread aisle, there's 100 different kinds of bread and there's 100 different companies and every one of them selling. There's money for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
No reason to try to...
I never looked at it that way, man. Yeah, you're right. That's a good way to look at it. You know?
I heard that saying. I didn't come up with it, but someone said it. I'm like, that makes absolute sense. You know what I mean? Yeah. And people are like, when I started my podcast, a bunch of people started it and people thought I would be like mad about it. I'm not mad about it. You know what I mean? You can come on my podcast, I'll go on your fucking podcast. We can get each other's work together to get each other's customers. It's for everybody. I'm not one of those people that's just trying to do everything for me. I just got on it because my buddy, I wouldn't even have done it had it not been for my buddy Nigel and my buddy Fish. They pushed me into doing it, so I did it. Yeah. Nigel's got his own company called Stilo Films. He's like blowing up in the Claritos business and doing all kinds of videos, and Fish has always pushed that Stay Anchored. Do you ever see that brand at Stay Anchored?
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's him. He came up to the beach the other day. Okay. He had his nephew with him.
That dude. Yeah, that dude.
Real cool guy.
That kid was, what?
14.
14, like a grown-ass man.
Yeah, he was good size kid.
That dude was a grown-ass man. That's why I got that fruit before that kid ate it all, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
no. Shit,
fucking Josh over there with the large. That was like a fucking, him and Jess got a plate.
Yeah, the homie, Eduardo got a large, and they were chopping up that shit. I'm like, hey, dog, that's yours? He's like, I guess, fool. And I'm like, bro, let's just make that 2 small ones and we just get it, man, because it was just...
Yeah, I mean, the cup, the small was a huge cup.
But the fruit, he was bragging about the fruit, and he was right. That shit was fucking fire, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm real hard on myself, man. And just like I said, I take pride in, I look at the hardtop a lot, and I pick it apart. You know,
and
not because.
Oh,
Good thing we can edit this motherfucker. That dude came back to retaliate on the trailer. Oh man. Did you hear that? I didn't even hear that.
It wasn't my chest, it was backwards.
not bad. It feels like motherfucking winter out here.
Take two, is that it?
Yeah.
Take two.
Take two. But anyways, bro.
No, like I said, man, I just take my shit apart, man, just because I want to keep pushing myself. I'd never be content, you know. But my shop it's like a boutique style. You know, there's no signs. You know, I started in a 2,000 square foot building. I got 4,100 square foot now. I just redid the whole facility, central AC and heat in the building. Now we got the bay door shut, insulated it, new roof, painted it. You know, and
I was there when you guys were doing the lighting.
Yeah.
It's like fucking translucent. I mean, no, that
it's
translucent
like a
neon.
lab. It's like a lab in that
Yeah,
bitch.
fluorescent. Yeah, paint booth and
Yeah.
all that other shit.
But you know, I have the blessing and luxury to be able to do the jobs I want to do and not want to do. Just say, nah, it's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I just want to do the stuff, my style, stuff that I love to do.
Absolutely.
And I got to see some cool cars along the way. You know, and we got some cool cars in the building now. You know, we got a red 50 convertible Ford Deluxe. We got a 55 Cadillac Eldorado ragtop that Tyree did a bunch of stuff on. And we do everything in house, man. So in upholstery, major mechanic shit, we send to a guy that we got down the street. You know, but as far as tuning and stuff goes, but you know, it was pretty much like a one-stop shop. You know what I mean? And Ty's a jack of all trades in that game. And like I said, Eduardo, who's been in the game a minute, and hired another guy, a homie of mine that I've known for a while to help. I just hired him. You know, it's probably been up there about a month already. My homie Mo, and we're just doing shit and having fun, man. You know.
Yeah, building a good little team. That's
Yeah.
the way you gotta do it. Well, I appreciate you doing. Oh, you want to keep going?
Oh no!
Go ahead.
That's it.
I was gonna close up for you.
No, like I said, man, I always heard the term people say, if you do what you love for a living, you never work a day in your life. And not since long ago, that's how I feel, and that's a real thing, man. I wake up every day and I love my life. I love what I do, and I don't work a day in my life. I just get up and have fun every day.
That's the way I try to
And
live that shit.
luckily, I get to make money while doing it. You know
Me
what
too.
I mean?
Hustling. I like it that I can put my cars out there and have them make money for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
They cost a fucking lot. They can at least give
Yeah.
back a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I appreciate the support and the love I've been getting in Cali from you, homies everywhere out there, on the IG, and that's what keeps me going. I appreciate it a lot, and I appreciate the love for sure.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on. That's a wrap for episode 23, Houston and Long Beach. We'll see you guys later. Take it easy. Remember, go over on my YouTube, Low Riding with Lloyd, and then I also have Long Beach Lloyd. I'm going to start putting a lot more content on there. Appreciate it, guys. We'll see you guys.
Call me Hoppin' Homer.
Oh, shit.
I'll be hopping. A fancy setup, dog.
Fuck yeah, I spent a lot of money on this bitch. Can't get my fingers under that